Welcome. My name is Henrique. I'm a project management consultant, trainer, and author. And if you're watching this video, you are probably interested in our PMI-PMP certification course. PMP, of course, stands for Project Management Professional, which is the project management certification issued by the Project Management Institute. In this video, I will explore the exam eligibility requirements and the exam application process. I will also try to guide you through your exam preparation and provide tips on how to handle the exam. Finally, I will provide an overview of our PMP exam preparation course. Let's start by reviewing the exam eligibility requirements. The credential has specific eligibility requirements for educational and project management experience. You must meet one of the following requirements to apply for the credential. You must have a minimum of 36 months of non-overlapping project management experience if you hold a bachelor degree or global equivalent. Or you must have a minimum of 60 months of non-overlapping project management experience if you hold secondary diploma, such as a high school diploma or equivalent. The PMP credential also establishes project management educational requirements. You will need to have a minimum of 35 hours of formal project management training, and the course must be completed before actually applying for the credential. You may want to consider the Certified Associate in Project Management Certification, or known as CAPM, if you do not have the necessary experience. The CAPM certification does not require any project management experience, you should visit PMI's website for complete information regarding these credentials. If you meet exam eligibility requirements, you will need to submit the exam application. Start by creating an account on the PMI's website. The exam application form will include several sections: the contact addresses and contact information, the attained education section, where you will indicate the highest level of education you have attained, specifying the school or university, the study field, and year that the degree was awarded. The project management experience section will provide you a worksheet to record your project management experience. You can add projects to your worksheet until you have fulfilled the project management experience requirements. And for each recorded project, you should specify project-specific information such as project title, the organization, the job title, functional, reporting area, organization, primary focus, project approach, project team size, project budget, and start and end date. You should provide a brief description of the project, which should specify the project objective, its outcome, your project role, the project management deliverables that you have completed, and your responsibilities within the project. Your application will look more professional if you use project management terminology, but that's not really mandatory. You will also record your project management education, ensuring that you have a minimum of 35 hours of project management training and that you have the necessary supporting documentation. You must agree with PMI's terms and conditions at the end of the form. Read them carefully and confirm and then submit the application. You may also download a copy of your completed form. A sample of applications will be selected for an audit. The PMI audit process is a quality assurance procedure, which is designed to maintain the certification's high-quality standards. If your application is selected, you must collect the following supporting documentation and submit it to PMI by postal or courier services within 90 days of receiving the audit notification. Copies of your education diploma, such as high school or the bachelor, copies of your project management training certificates, and finally, signatures from your supervisors from the projects recorded in the project management experience worksheet. You will receive a notification informing you that your application is complete and you may proceed with the credential fees payment once PMI has successfully processed your documentation. You should then access the PMI's website to proceed with the payment. Keep in mind that the official and most current certification fees information is, of course, published on the PMI's website. Once the payment is processed, PMI should confirm your exam eligibility and provide the exam scheduling instructions and the PMI eligibility ID that will be used to schedule the exam. You must take the exam within 1 year of your eligibility notification. You will have 3 separate chances, all charged separately, to pass the exam within 1 year. Your exam can be administered in 16 different languages, including Arabic, Bahasa Indonesian, Brazilian Portuguese, Simplified Chinese, Traditional Chinese, English, French, German, Hebrew, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Polish, Russian, Spanish, and Turkish. You have also the options to show each question and available option in English, regardless of your language choice. You can schedule the exam once your eligibility has been confirmed. Use the PMI eligibility ID and examination instructions to schedule your center-based or online exam, selecting a date and exam center if you select center-based exam during payment that is convenient for you. You will receive a confirmation with a unique confirmation number once the exam is scheduled. Let me now try to guide you through your exam preparation. The time and effort required to prepare for the exam can vary significantly. Most candidates will require from 60 to 100 hours of study time, depending on factors such as their experience, the adopted study materials, and the study environment. Some candidates will be prepared after 2 weeks of full-time study, while others may require up to 6 months of part-time study to be fully prepared. Your PMP journey is a project itself, with objectives, phases, and risks that compete for your limited time. Therefore, it should be planned. I recommend that you prepare a simple study plan. You can use a worksheet to record the key study topics. I also suggest that you schedule 3 study iterations, and each study iteration should cover each topic using a specific learning purpose. If you are completing one of our courses, we'll provide you a sample of a study plan. In the first study iteration, you should review the study materials thoroughly, focusing on actually understanding the topics. Do not worry if you are unable to retain all the exact name of every project management artifact, concept, practice, tool, or technique during this first study iteration. Instead, try to understand them and to make sense of how the overall framework is organized. In the second study iteration, you should review the materials to solidify your understanding and connect isolated parts of your knowledge. Finally, in the third study iteration, you should review the materials quickly with a focus on the topics that you're still unsure of and ensuring that you retain all the knowledge. Let's now discuss the exam anatomy. The exam consists of 180 questions that will test your project management knowledge. You must complete the exam within 230 minutes, which means that you have an average of approximately 77 seconds per question. You should be able to complete most questions well within that average. Some questions, however, will require more time because of their length or difficulty level, or because they require calculations or diagram analysis. The exam will combine multiple choice, multiple responses, matching, hotspot, in which you should locate the correct answer on an image, unlimited fill-in-the-blank questions, in which you should provide missing word or words from a sentence. There are 5 pre-test questions out of the whole 180. which will not affect your final score. They are there as part of the quality control process that determines whether they are ready to be included as testable questions in future exams. Unfortunately, you will not know which questions will be scored and which questions are not scored, so you should try to answer each and every question. The PMP examination content outline determines the exam content. As PMI publication organizes the exam content into domains, they are people, processes, and business environment. It also establishes the percentage of questions related to each of these domains. About half of the exam will address the predictive project approach, while the remaining questions will address the agile and hybrid approaches. You may find distinct question types distributed randomly throughout the exam: knowledge questions, comprehension questions, and situational questions. Knowledge-based questions are relatively straightforward, requiring you to recognize a concept. You just need to recall the information that you have studied to answer these knowledge-based questions correctly. Review the study materials thoroughly and complete, if you're using our training materials, the memorization exercises, the memorization games, and of course the simulation questions to prepare yourself for these knowledge-based questions. Comprehension questions are moderately difficult, requiring you to recall, relate, and combine different concepts. You need to understand concepts to answer comprehension-based questions correctly. You can watch our lessons or read our book or complete learning exercises and exam simulation questions to prepare yourself for comprehension-based questions. Finally, situational questions are usually difficult. They require you to know how to approach different project scenarios. You need to understand concepts and the project manager's role to answer these situational questions correctly. Read the book, watch the lessons, complete the exam simulation questions to prepare yourself for these situational questions. There are multiple ways to approach the exam. The following strategies and tips have previously helped many of our students. First, use the tutorial. The exam starts with a tutorial that explains the testing software. Use this time to familiarize yourself with the software. Second, manage your time carefully. Running out of time is a common cause of exam failure. Monitor the time carefully throughout the exam to ensure that you stick to the time limit. Third, use the Mark for Review feature. The exam software allows you to mark questions for review. Do not waste time. Choose the best available option and mark the question for review if you are not sure of the right answer. You can return to the Mark for Review questions later once you have answered all the remaining questions. Fourth, answer every question. There is no negative marking. Therefore, you should not skip difficult questions. Simply trust your instinct and make an educated guess. Mark the questions for review and move on. Again, you can review these questions later. Fifth, ignore irrelevant information. Many questions include irrelevant details that should not influence your answer. Skim through the questions to distinguish what is important from what is irrelevant. 6, avoid absolute statements. Terms such as always, never, and must often make absolute statements that usually lead to an incorrect answer. Seventh, read the questions first and try to answer it before reading the available options. You will then be able to identify the correct answer when you read all the answers. Finally, eliminate the clearly wrong answers. There are usually 1 or 2 answers that are clearly wrong among the 4 available. Eliminate these options first so you can focus on the remaining answers. Finally, let's review XPM's PMP course. Our course has effectively trained 15,000 professionals across 15 different countries with over 700 training sessions. The course can be delivered in different formats: complete, classroom or virtual plus e-learning, classroom or virtual plus e-learning, and e-learning. The complete classroom or virtual plus e-learning format includes two separate modules. One module is focusing on learning the topics required to pass the exam, while the other is focusing on learning how to actually implement the project management practices in real projects by completing the dozens of exercises. The course also includes access to our acclaimed e-learning course. The classroom or virtual plus e-learning format includes a module focused on learning the topics required to pass the exam. It also includes access to our recognized e-learning course. Finally, you can also enroll in our e-learning course, which can effectively prepare you for the exam. Regardless of its formats, the course includes several topics about the course, about the certification and exam, project management foundation, business environment, initiative plan, determine approach and practices, execute and monitor the project, manage scope, manage schedule, manage budget, manage quality, manage resources, manage communications, manage risk, manage procurements, manage stakeholders, and manage project closure. The classroom and virtual courses will adopt the following approach. We will discuss the exam topics, complete and discuss module exams, and complete and discuss integrated exams. Our renowned e-learning course includes hundreds of video lessons, more than 1,200 explain exam questions, over 100 explain exercises, learning games, glossaries of concepts and acronyms, forum, exam tips, sample of exam applications, and study plans, set of templates, checklists, and examples that can immediately be implemented in real projects. Our classroom and virtual course can also provide you a copy of one of my PMP exam prep books so that you can read it on your own time. Thank you for watching. I hope you found the video interesting, and if you did, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel.